right, welcome to another episode of the 49ers Rush podcast. I want to spend some time talking about one of the free agent signings, one of the key free agent signings, even though the money might not say so. Hasan Ridgeway, who's a defensive tackle, 6'3", 305 pounds, signed a very cheap deal. 1 year, $2.5 million. And I can tell you right away, I really like this kid. This is my second film breakdown of him. If you want to see the other one, you can head over to patreon.com. Just type in 49ers Rush. You can see it there. But he is a powerful, big-bodied DT. You can just see him just destroy. I think that's TJ Hawkinson. Is that who that is? No, it's not. It's a tackle over. But this guy, that's Taylor Decker, actually, I believe. Whenever he hits somebody, everybody feels it. And he's a hell of a power mover, anchor defensive tackle that plays all over the line. You can see him here in the B gap, which is where he played predominantly. He averages 22 snaps a game. He's a backup defensive tackle, a rotational guy. But he plays predominantly in the B gap, and, I mean, you just see when contact is made, people feel it. He's a big old boy, and he's always playing on the correct side of the offensive line, which is huge. Now, I think he's somebody that's going to replace Kentavious Street in his snaps. I don't think he's going to press to be a starter. The money doesn't say that. The film doesn't say that. But what he does well. There's not a huge premium on kind of run-stuffing defensive tackles, but that's what he is. Now, he's not a great pass rusher, but he does play on the correct side of the offensive line. So he's not going to get stalemated where he just stands up and stays at the offensive line. He's going to press. So he likes to push the pocket on the inside. You can see just kind of a bull. He's not very shifty. He's much more of a bull power guy, which isn't an insult at all. It's just this guy's not doing swim moves and spin moves and all that kind of stuff to get to the quarterback. That's not what he does. He's played 6 years in the league and he only has 9.5 sacks. So if you get a sack or two from him, you're going to be a pretty happy guy throughout the year. He had 2 sacks last year. But what you do get, and again, you can see here, he's out of the game now. He is not a starter for this team, for the 49ers. Now, he was behind 2 of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. You can see him here kind of get stood up a little bit. This is a rarity. I think he's going to get Sewell right there. He was behind 2 of the best defensive tackles in the league, and Fletcher Cox, and Jordan Hargrave. I mean, they're just very, very talented on the defensive line. But you can see him against Penei Sewell. Kind of gets pushed out a little bit, but fights back to get inside. Gets in on the play a little bit. Here he is here, I believe. Yeah, there he is. 98, Hasan Ridgeway. Now, I know this kid pretty well. I coached against him in high school, and dude was just a beast. We could not stop him. He was gigantic then. Played defensive end. Went to the University of Texas. Was a 4th-round pick by the Colts. Still not in there. He's kind of just, found a little spot, his little niche market as just a run-stuffing, backup defensive tackle. That's what he brings to the table. Oh, come on, get out of there. Yeah, he's not a high motor guy. That's not really what he brings. But this is somebody that will help your linebackers in the run game with that Bravo group. He comes in, taking up double teams. Oh, he got pushed back a little bit there. That's probably one of my least favorite reps I've seen of him in 2 games. Now, the Detroit offensive line is pretty damn good. There's a reason why I wanted to watch this film is because you're going against, I know the Lions suck, but they've got a pretty good offensive line. See him right here against the double team, a little too high there, but he's able to kind of stand there. See, he got in the way of his linebacker. That's what you don't want to see. I don't think he's in there right there. Let's jump forward. Again, 22 snaps a game is what he's averaged for his career. That's his role. And again, I think that he has a lot of positives in the fact that, okay, what is the one thing that this guy can do? He can anchor and he can play against the run. He's going to be replacing Kentavious Street, number 95 from last year, who the 49ers did not tender. They could have signed him for very, very cheap and they let him walk. Kentavious Street is one of the worst run defenders in the NFL. And so you're replacing him with a guy. Again, this is key. Watch this play. This is what he brings. Double team against 2 freaking stud offensive linemen. and he is able to stalemate and anchor without getting pushed out of the hole. Now, did he, make the play or anything along those lines? No, but he's not getting pushed back into the linebacker's feet. I mean, you're taking on two of the best offensive linemen on their team, and your linebacker gets to fill over the top right here without you being in the way. Epps fit in the wrong hole. Well, actually, there's a lot of wrong here. He should scrape right off this hip. He goes way too wide. Epps needs to correct the correction. And he got in there very good. But yeah, that's a positive play there from Hasan Ridgeway. You absorb that double team at the line of scrimmage and don't get pushed back, that's a win. And if you've watched any of my breakdowns this past year of number 95, you know how frustrating I was year in and year out, or game in and game out. This is the pass rush that he brings. More of a bull moose, right? Shout out to Teddy Roosevelt. Sorry, history teacher. Like this is what you're going to get from him. He's not Sports Center. He's not flying in anywhere. He's just mean, and he's going to push the pocket. That is what he brings. And so this will help your edge rush, but he's not going to be getting a lot of sacks on the inside. He had 9 pressures on the year. I'm sorry, 14 pressures, 2 sacks on this year, 3 quarterback hits. Here you can see him right here in 2021. Man, very nice get off there. But again, not a high motor guy, not a speed guy. He's not chasing down plays from the backside. That's not what you're getting with him. But you're going to get gap sound, gap strong, absorbing blocks so that your linebackers can play football. I mean, he's where he should be. You're not going to see this guy like Carry-On Hyder, chasing down plays on the back end with a high-end motor. That's just not what it is. Did he get pulled right here? Is that him? 4th down. Yeah, here he is right here. 4th down, big play. Empty set on 4th down. Very bold, Detroit. And again, man, that's what he brings. This is the pass rush you're going to get. He's going to play with leverage. He's strong as hell. He's usually underneath. He's good at getting his hands into the chest. And just one-hand drive. I mean, the dude is just a farm truck, man. Big O dude. Big O dude. That was a huge play on 4th down. And so he's going to push the pocket. And, as we keep going through this film, I think he's out right there. Oh, I hate this sideline view. Still not in there. Again, every NFL team in the NFL rotates their guys. I think this is him. I believe this is him. He's on there somewhere. Let's jump to the end zone view. Nope, I was wrong. He's not one of those. Here he is here, coming out of the B gap. Again, his alignment, 252 snaps last year in the B gap, 86 in the A gap, and he had 57 over the tackle. So predominantly this is where he's going to be. He can provide some versatility, but this is where you want him. And he's not going to be a part of any NASCAR package. This is somebody that's going to be out there on 1st and 2nd down with the Bravo group, and then they'll bring somebody in, an extra defensive tackle, a defensive end to play there on obvious pass rushing downs when the starters are out. Ooh, that's a pretty. Oh, nice. We got a sack. Here we go. Once what's Newton's second law? An object in motion tends to stay in motion, right? And, catches the lineman with his feet still. It just presses the pocket in a straight line. Ooh, that's a sack force fumble, baby. You get him, Hasan. That's right. Yeah, Ridgeway, get it. Watch him right here. He's going to get to this upfield shoulder. Ooh, look at that swim. Once he gets here, he's just straight line. If you're playing against a quarterback with any lateral ability, you're not going to sack him. But, man, it knocks the ball out, and you can just see the jolt that Jared Goff gets. This is awesome. Nice play right here. Again, he only had 2 sacks on the year. This is one of them. But this is the high end of what you're going to get. If you get 2 sacks from him in this upcoming year, you're going to be very, very happy. Because that's not why you're bringing him in. You're bringing him in for the solid, stout run defending that he's going to bring in, anchoring the defensive line. But this is nice. Nice little move. And again, once he gets, if he's even, he's leaving. Got a little bit of a hold there, but you're not stopping this big old monstrosity of a man. He plays with way too much power. Gets in there, gets the sack. Watch him. Get it, Ridgeway. Yeah, chop it down, baby. Chop it down. So that's Hasan Ridgeway. Really, really like this kid, and I think it's a big improvement over what we had. But he's going to be a part of these, just the depth defensive tackle rotation. I do not envision him in any way, shape, or form as a DJ Jones replacement. I envision him as a Contavious Street replacement. So a backup defensive tackle that's going to make the run game much more stout and much more consistent. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you want to see the other breakdown and all of our breakdowns over Charvarius Ward and draft class and all that stuff, go to patreon.com, type in 49ers Rush Podcast, and as soon as you join, you get access to all of our content. I think we have over 250 video breakdowns over there, and if for some reason it's something you don't like, you can cancel anytime, 100% money back guaranteed. Thanks, guys, and as always, stay strong, faithful.